Hey guys, what's up? This is Mike here, and I just want to be the first one to welcome you to our brand new series called Movies You Should Have Seen By Now! Now, before we get into all this, I just want to say that I'm going to try to make this as spoiler-free as possible. Okay, now before we get into anything else, that's just what I want to get out there. So, let's get into it. Okay, so for the very first episode here, I just want to go off and say that this is definitely the perfect fit for the first movie that I'm picking for this series, and that movie is Star Wars. Now, before we move on any farther, I know that there are going to be people that are going to be like, well, you just said Star Wars, what episode are you talking about? Well, so now I don't need to say what episode it is because Star Wars is just that, Star Wars. I know eventually I'm going to say what it is, which is episode 4, A New Hope, but in all reality, it started out as just Star Wars. So like I said, it just started out as just Star Wars, and the reason was because they didn't want to confuse everybody by saying episode 4 and make everybody think that they missed the first 3 episodes, and then, I'm not getting into that. We're talking about how great this movie is. Now, this is one of the best movies of all time, and I say that because it is literally one of the most iconic movies in the entire sci-fi industry, and definitely one of the most revolutionary movies ever to come out up until that point. Now, in 1977, when Star Wars first came out, worldwide, it made $461 million. Okay? In 1977, that was huge. Now, if you take that number and adjust it due to inflation and everything like that, that is $1.5 billion. Billion with a B. That is the second highest grossing movie of all time, where Gone with the Wind beats it by $200 million. Okay, that's a lot of money. But you have to think, back in the day, okay, it was the number 1 grossing movie of all time, and George Lucas actually thought that it was going to be a flop, and he took a vacation to Hawaii to write Raiders of the Lost Ark with Steven Spielberg, which I think is just unbelievable. But anyways, let's get back to the movie, okay? It is paced excellently well. Everything from the amount of action to the amount of downtime just fits perfectly together. And you know what? There was something about sci-fi movies of that time and earlier where everything was fresh, out of the box, new looking, and everything like that. In the Star Wars, things are run down, things are old, it makes it look more real. Not everything is brand new, not everything works properly. It's real, it's like today, if you have a car that's 20 years old, it's not gonna work good. It's just little things like that put together just make the entire movie just so much more believable. It's one movie that I can literally watch over and over and over again without stopping, pretty much. I can literally watch that anytime, any day, you name it. So let's start at the beginning, okay? The title screen, right off the bat, is unbelievable. The main theme of Star Wars, John Williams is a genius, okay? This soundtrack just brings you right into the story, and you get to read a little bit of the plot line of everything, get really into it, and you have a few seconds to really absorb the fact that you're entering in this different galaxy, and just from that intro, it's like, you're like, okay, what's going on? I'm getting into something. And you want to know what? Because of that beginning storyline, it goes right into the movie. Like you know what's going on already. You're already there. By the time the movie starts, you're there. It's crazy. And it's like, even the ideas of the lightsabers. Everybody knows what a lightsaber is nowadays, but the thought of something like that, like a type of futuristic type sword, is genius, okay? The different spaceships.
If it's a fast ship.
Fast ship? You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
And everything like that, just everything about it's just so awesome. I mean, I know I just keep saying it's such a great movie, but that is literally what it is. It's just that good. Okay, it was the 70s. They didn't have the technology to create the awesome special effects we have now and the CGI animations and all that stuff. And it's because of that that gives it a more real effect. Like the different effects and explosions and sparks and the blasters, lightsabers, all this stuff, just all that put together. The fact that they didn't have the technology nowadays to create the different effects and stuff from that is just so revolutionary. You know, they used a lot of blue screen, or now I guess they use green screen nowadays, but like just stuff like that they put together was just unbelievable. Now it's literally got one of the most classic good versus evil type stories. I mean, light side versus dark side of the Force. You know, just, you know, Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker or Obi-Wan, and the Jedi versus the Sith, and it's good and evil. It's great. It's unbelievable. And you want to know what? One of my favorite parts about the Star Wars series is that anybody can watch it. There's a perfect love story. It's got enough action to get the guys excited, and it's got enough love and drama to get the women excited, and it's funny, it's sad, it's happy, it's just everything. It just hits so many different aspects of what we all love in a movie. You know, you've got these perfect duos of people, you know, Han Solo and Chewbacca, 3PO and R2-D2. It's like the characters are so relatable, and they're just normal, and I can't say anything more about it. I'm rambling too much. This is a great movie. You gotta check it out if you haven't seen it. I don't know who's seen it. I know there are people that say they don't like Star Wars. I'm sorry, but you gotta sit down and give Star Wars a chance, and I mean a good chance. Watch through the whole thing. And that's pretty much it. So that is movies you should have seen by now. Stick around for the next episode. We'll see you next time.